Oh. Oh my gosh. Let me fix this real quick. In a little bit of a rush this evening, getting things all set up. Position this paint pot precariously. There we go. Alright, welcome back, everybody. It is a new year. Just getting comfortable here. New year, and yeah. Doing another painting session. So I'm going to be painting this Dreadnought. Ballistus Dreadnought. Hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas holiday. So I'm going to turn down this music just a little bit. All right. Where to begin on this? We got some guns. I did this in a sub-assembly, so I can get in there. You know, I don't think this will actually be too bad. Might even be able to get it all done tonight. That would be really cool. Let's look at some reference schemes here. I just want to see how they paint some of the details. Oh, what is this? The Ballistus Dreadnought? Ballistus Dreadnought. Okay, so we got like some dark metal in the joints. Okay. I think I see what they're doing here. I want to see the back of it. They no longer have the 360 view on the Warhammer web store, which makes me sad. But that's fine. That's fine. Happy New Year. Hello, David. Welcome. Painting the Ballistus Dreadnought, and I'm just looking up some reference pictures. Just to see kind of how they did it, and if I like that, and if I'm gonna continue that style. And I think, for the most part, yeah, I think I do like that. It looks pretty slick. And I'm hoping this will go pretty quickly, and I can finish it tonight. But we shall see. Yeah, they do the yellow button in the upper right-hand corner of the second image, I think. Yeah. Oh, they do have the 360 view. That's what you're saying. Oh. Okay. Let me look at that real quick. What do you think of the new web store? I think it kind of sucks, to be honest. Well, let's just say it's got room for improvement. Shop. Warhammer. Space Marines. I suppose I could just search for it. Ballistus. Dread. Oh, did they not sell this one on its own yet? Yeah, I think this might not be a standalone kit yet. It might just be a Leviathan exclusive still. Okay. Back to plan A. Ballistic Dreadnought image. I think I got a good image though I can work with. Just for some reference. I don't like to paint some of this stuff blind, especially when I'm trying to go for lore accurate paint schemes. Alright. I think it's okay. I kind of missed the color guide. I missed the color guide too. Yes, I also try to order through my local game store whenever possible. Gotta support the local game shop since they like to actually have you play in the store. All that good stuff. Alright, well I think I'm just gonna start with some lead belcher and block in some of these metal details and go from there. Just trying to see, this covers up that. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Let's just start getting some metal on there. And we have a big-ish brush. Big-ish. Is that music too loud, by the way? Let me know. It's loud in my headphones, but I don't know if that's just me. I will happily turn it down. Alright, here we go. Lead belcher. So I'm gonna go all around most of this with lead belcher, I think. Start with this rocket pod missile launcher. I think we might need a There we go, a more aerial view, so my hand doesn't cover up what I'm doing. I'm just gonna try to get this blocked in quickly, so we start moving on to more exciting things. Hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. Mine was pretty good. And if you're tuning in, either live or catching this after the video goes up post-stream, my name is Sam. I stream every Monday evening at 7 p.m. The channel, Big Nerds Wargaming. All things mini wargaming. Primarily Warhammer 40K. As well as other smaller games. Kill Team. And the like. We do battle reports. Terrain videos. Painting videos. All things mini wargaming. Check us out. Subscribe. Like, do all that good stuff. We're a fairly small channel at the moment and slowly growing. So if you're watching this, I appreciate you. Just getting some lead belcher on here. Trying to water it down a little bit. And also trying very carefully not to get on the blue. So just kind of a reminder, I've mentioned this previously. For my Space Marines, I like to do base coat with the airbrush. And I do that with black undercoat, and then I do a Cantor blue coming from the bottom up. And then I do Macragge blue, Zenithal, top down, while trying to leave some of that Cantor blue and maybe even a little bit of black showing in some of the recesses and shaded areas. You get kind of a nice blend going there. And then, yeah, just go in and paint the rest old-fashioned style. I wonder if I need a bigger brush. Yeah, so let's get a bigger brush. Make this go a little faster. Just using lead belcher here, watering it down a little bit. Just blocking in all those metal areas in the joints and on the legs and some of the weapons. And I'll be going over that with some washes, maybe some contrast paint. And then we can do some little highlights. Make it a little bit more interesting, but gotta get those base coats down first. Oh yeah, much better. It's easy to pick the wrong size brush often. Usually, a lot of people pick a small brush, and they should really be using a bigger brush. You actually paint faster with a bigger brush. You just have to be a little bit more careful around the details. You don't want to get other colors on. But it's a valuable skill to grow, brush control. And painting with a big brush is a great way to practice that. Also make you a faster painter. So, I see there is a announcement for Warhammer Old World. That's very cool. I'm debating if I'm going to jump in right away or not. I might hold off. And if I do jump in, if I'd start a Bretonnian army or a Tomb King's army. Or try to pick up and convert my old Lizardmen army. The new bases. I don't know. Because I never got into Age of Sigmar. Uh-oh. Speed painting 101, free of charge. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, so I made a mistake there, and I grabbed a wet brush and quickly wicked away as much as possible. And these metallics actually wash away pretty nicely. Oh, there's a spot I missed. Let me quickly get that before it dries. There we go. It's as if it never happened. Yeah, what was I talking about? Old World, yes. So I have some Empire stuff from back in the day, and I have Lizardmen. It's actually the first Warhammer Games Workshop game I played. It was Warhammer Fantasy. So I had a Lizardmen army started off, and got into Empire, and then I branched off into 40K with Tyranids, and then I kind of took a hiatus, completely, going to college and getting married and all that stuff. But during that time, they killed the Fantasy Old World game, which made me sad. But, yeah, I'm excited to see it come back. I don't know if I'm gonna play it right away or not, though. Because I have so much 40k stuff I have and want to do. And other games, too, like Battletech or Armada by Mantic with the ships. It's a lot of fun. So, you only have so many hours in the day. So, sometimes you have to pick and choose what you want to do. But I'm hoping to find time for fantasy. I have nostalgia. Okay. So I'm also going to get these on this front plate here. Just these little wheelie cog thingies. Use a smaller brush so I don't make a stupid mistake. So the contrast paints are really cool, and what I'm planning on doing is washing over this metal with Black Templar or Basilicanum Gray, just to really darken it up. Probably Basilicanum Gray, and then go back in with some little highlights. I think that'll look pretty sharp. Nuln oil is also a good option. I like Basilicanum Gray for kind of more machinery, though, because it looks more oily and grimy. Where Nuln oil kind of looks, I don't know, more traditional metal coloring. Alright, let's get this other one painted up here. Trying not to ruin my airbrushing. I miss Mordenheim. That was the only fantasy game, workshop game I got into. I'd love to see that come back. Yeah. It might. I could see it coming back if fantasy takes off. Very strange that they're doing a January release. I have a feeling that maybe they don't really have very high hopes that it's going to sell super well. So they're not doing like a big summertime release like their other game systems. They're probably... My guess is they're kind of just testing the waters to see if people will actually buy it. Or if it's just, old veterans on the internet being loud. If the demand is actually really there. I mean, like I said, I'd try it, but part of the problem is a lot of fantasy players have already moved on to Age of Sigmar. And they're kind of well established there. So kind of asking them to come back for old time's sake to fantasy and give that a shot. I can see that being an issue for some people. So, I don't know. But yeah, I could see if fantasy takes off. They could bring back Mordenheim. Essentially the Necromunda of fantasy, right? That would be cool. I would like to see that. Yeah. Alright. So I didn't really glue this all together, so I could get in here easily. And I see my my base came undone there. That's fine. Let's get this part. So I think I get some lead belcher in these leg joints here. Being careful not to get onto the parts that's supposed to be the ceramite. But I want to get this linkage here. Well, this whole back piece can be lead belcher. Yeah, basically this calf guard front. Mordheim at Primaris scale. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, because then you could get all the cool details on the characters and everything. Since it's more of like a character-based game. Now we have the miniature technology to make them more detailed and really, really cool looking. That'd be pretty sweet. I mean, there's a community of Mordheim players online. I've seen like entire YouTube channels devoted to them, which is pretty cool. I've never played it, but it always looked pretty cool. I remember seeing the starter box set, the store, and looking at it along with the Battlefleet Gothic starter set. I regret not buying that one back in the day, but oh well. Battlefleet Gothic's pretty well supported online by the community, which is nice. There's a lot of great proxy models online you can print with a 3D printer. I imagine that's probably also the case for Mordheim. It's probably a very devoted community online. So if you find the right people, you could probably get everything you need. Either 3D printed or secondhand. It's one of the benefits of 3D printing, kind of keeping some of these old games alive and allowing the enthusiasts to, you know, kind of be the stewards of a game that's no longer in print. That's kind of how I got into Battlefleet Gothic. Just kind of stumbled on the online community. It's very cool. All right. Well, I guess this whole thing's going to be silver. Silver Dreadnought Badonk. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. Just kind of inspecting where the linkage ends and the armor plates begin. It's not as clear cut as you'd think. This is my first Primaris Dreadnought. I have a Redemptor Dreadnought on sprue that I got from that Imperium magazine. Just got my last issue of it in the US here this month, or December was the last issue. So I can finally put together the Dreadnought that came with that. And old Bobby G, to get him together as well. That'll be a fun model to paint. Alright, I'm going to switch to my smaller brush, because we got some harder to reach details. And I don't want to screw up. Yeah, all that gold trim. It's going to be annoying, but it's going to look nice. So trying to get this lead belcher in this crack here, just above the knee. And then around this road, I don't know what you call this. Joint. Call it a joint. I also went through my streaming music and got rid of all the tracks I do not care for. And I found some other ones to throw in the mix. So that'd be nice. Taking advantage of some time off over the holidays here. Catching up on some low priority to-dos, such as that. Doing a little painting, a little bit of editing, a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of gaming. It's been great. But unfortunately, the holiday has come to an end, and I am going back to work tomorrow. And life continues as it was. So just very carefully avoiding the outermost panels of the power armor on this Dreadnought. Try to get this pelvis piece here front while avoiding this front panel. There we go. Yeah, me too. Bit of a bummer, really. Yeah, I always love time off around the holidays, and then it's always sad when it comes to an end. So I usually take like the whole week. Kind of get used to not working. A little taste of what retirement will be one day. Alright. Just working my way around these metal bits very carefully. And then it should get a little bit more exciting, I promise. One leg is done. Get this other leg painted up the same way. Get these inner bits metallicized. It's not a word, but it's what I'm doing. What are the thoughts on Combat Patrol? The game mode in itself. The alternate-ish rules. Alternate data sheets. The predefined army lists. The specific mission pack. All that stuff. Personally, I'm a fan of it, but I'd be curious to know what everyone else thinks about it. Because I have been looking at hopefully doing some more battle reports with Combat Patrol. Those are kind of fun, nice, shorter, smaller games. And I have a couple Combat Patrols, so it's easy to get those together and recording those games. I think it's a good start. Point introducing people in the game. Even an army without having bigger investment. Yeah, totally. I like the idea of just buying the Combat Patrol box and you have something you can play with. Play a game with, give them a try. Can I get a little introduction to how the army works? I think it's a great idea. Also, I like that they make the rules free for Combat Patrol. Get more new players in the game. Because then they tell themselves, oh, it'll just be this one box. Not sure if it's something I like to play regularly. Yeah, that's fair. I've played a few games. I like it in the sense that it's, you know, something a little bit different. Kind of mix things up a little bit. My wife actually played a game with me on Christmas. And she doesn't really play 40K. She's played Kill Team before. But we just played a little Combat Patrol game. I think that was perfect because it was real casual, real laid back. Yeah, it was good. And that was, you know, the perfect thing for that, so. It's more options. I like having more options. It's perfect for, like, introducing someone to the game and teaching them how to play without having to worry about the whole army list building aspect of it, or even, like, more complicated faction rules. I don't know. They are pretty fun, though. I think the games, they can be fun. I remember in 9th edition, I played actually quite a few smaller games, like 500 or 1,000 point games, and I don't know, those have been some of my funnest games. Just because every little thing that happens is so important. So you're really, like, trying to be really tactful in how you move stuff and go after objectives and whatnot. But the big games are also a lot of fun as well. I love those too. Definitely like a big battle. Alright. What faction did I play? I played on Christmas I played, my wife was using my Space Marines and I was using the Necrons. And I did not win. Oh, hey, Avery. I see you've entered the chat. Thank you. It's just Space Marines. They want it too complicated. Yeah. I mean, okay, you're still getting a handle on the game, so I don't want you to lose because of some stupid mistake, like doing something out of sequence or forgetting to shoot or something, so. I think you did a great job. And you could, I'm sure you could beat me on your own merit. Without much help, or any help, I should say. Kind of like when we first played Kill Team. I was going easy on her, and then I realized, oh, she's actually, kind of knows what she's doing here. She's picking up on this game pretty quickly, so I had to stop holding back. Which is just great. That was a lot of fun, too. See, I say nice things about you. Right, let's get these guns painted. These bolters. The nipple guns, as they're called. It's in the Codex Astartes. Getting the silver on these. So I think most of these inner wires on this Dreadnought are covered up when the panel is on. So I might not even actually paint those. You know, some people go like a little psycho and they paint all the control panels and innards of their vehicles and then they just glue the cover on. I've seen that online. It's okay. Only paint what you see. The stream just got too mature for me. Was that the nipple gun comment? There we go. Yeah, okay, so I can see some of those wires in there. But I guess the detail from like the skull down is hidden, so I don't have to worry about that too much. I was looking at something when I had this on. There we go. My brain is just bouncing all over the place. All right. All right, there we go. And then we'll get these cables and wires. I'll just do lead belcher for now. Maybe I'll add some, pick out some wires with some red or green or something. Just gonna get some initial color on there. And I need some more paint on my palette. Alright, least favorite Space Marine chapter. Or Legion, if you're talking Horus Heresy. And why? Let me know. Yeah, least favorite. I have Redemptor Dread on the table next to me, and all I can see is its nipple guns. There's the nipple guns, and then the Defiler has the belly gun, as a buddy of mine calls it. I'll tell you my least favorite. Space Wolves. Space Wolves is fair, yeah. I feel like I don't even have to explain why. I know a lot of people hate Ultramarines. I understand. But I think they get more interesting the more you read about them. At least, to me at least. Okay, I recently finished The Unremembered Empire. And that book was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's a Horus Heresy. I think it's like number 28, perhaps. It's up there. They were often called space cheese. Way back, a lot of people in the game wouldn't even play them. Yeah. I'm more so, I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of. It's weird. Okay, I like Vikings and stuff. I think Vikings are cool. But somehow the Space Wolves, the Vikings in space, it's almost like too on the nose for me. Um and like I feel like in the lore they're just like ridiculously OP. I don't like I don't know if you follow the Horus Heresy at all. I don't like how they're so anti-psyker yet they have their rune priests. You know, they're kind of hypocritical. And like they have the power to wipe out a whole legion. It just seems a little overpowered to me. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. But I respect them, and I will never give anybody crap who plays Space Wolves unless I know them. Back in the day, the Codex was written by their biggest fan. Ah. So they had a lot of plot armor, you could say. Who wrote that? Their codex. I might recognize the name. Andy Chambers. Okay. Yep. I've heard that name. Did he do the original Rogue Trader book? He did the orcs too. Okay. That I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I know he's not at Games Workshop anymore, is he? Is he retired or he's one of the OGs. I know that. No, he moved on. Yeah. A lot of those older guys moved on from Games Workshop. But it's kind of cool to see the worlds and the lore that they created has legs to stand on even without them. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like a testament to the lore itself and kind of what they created. I think Gav Thorpe is the only one, the old crew around. Yeah, the legends and lore are good and fun. Yeah, yeah, Gav Thorpe. I think he's a polarizing character. I don't have any strong opinion one way or the other on him. I guess I haven't read enough of his Eldar books. That seems to be from what I've seen online is people really dislike his writing with the Eldar. But I don't know. I don't know for myself. I'll have to check it out and make that judgment. I think I've had to have gone through at least one of his novels though. I listen to a lot of books on Audible as painting entertainment. So I can listen to Warhammer while I paint my Warhammer. Thought it was a good combo. I've never picked up a Black Library product, to be fair. Yeah, I don't think I've read one physical book, just because I was on vacation, and I needed a book to read. But other than that, I don't think I would actually sit down, make time to read, um, a book. But having them on Audible, they're also so expensive. But like the Audible thing, you pay your monthly subscription, you get your 2 credits, and you can just kind of. I mainly listen to them while I'm painting, but sometimes I listen to them on my commute to work, or if I'm going on a run or something and I need something to listen to. If I'm getting sick of workout music. But yeah, it's been great. I like going through the Horus Heresy, and then kind of every now and then I'll take a break from that and do a book from like the current 40K timeline. But yeah, it's been a great way to get immersed in the lore a little bit more. All right, this back circle plate. Should I paint this silver? Or should I leave it blue? It's kind of like the back circle plate on the power pack. I've been painting mine silver, but I don't know. Should I do that for this dread? Or leave it? Blue. All right. The mob has spoken. We'll get in here, though, and try to get this bit silver. Get these cords silver. Try to get some of these inner details silver. I think that'll look cool. These wires and stuff coming out of here. The silver base coats are almost done. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Just got to do the las cannons on his arm. I think some spots on the feet. And these little bits in the back here. Alright, and down the side. I'm a mob, flex. This thing just kind of covers the top. Oh, I see. How does this fit on? Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to paint this top portion as well. Just to add the variation. So it's not just all power armor everywhere. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I done messed up. Oh, maybe not. It's fixed. I fixed it. I did get some lead bilger on these exhaust pipe covers. But that's okay. It actually looks like battle damage. Some chipping, so I will carry on. Because I totally meant to do that. Ah. I had a hair on my brush. And just get these inner bits here. I don't have to be super neat because it's going to get dirtied up with a wash. Just need to get the majority of the color blocked in. Get these hoses. Fine work. Very fine work. Thank you. Getting better at fixing mistakes. Just keeping a brush handy and water handy. The key is not to panic. Also trying to find a way to hold this without getting paint all over my hands. Whilst also being able to display what I'm doing to the camera. That's probably the trickiest part. Just have to add a little extra mental power to the angle I'm holding the miniature. Alright, and up the side. Okay, oh, I see some spots I missed on this hose. Let me just quickly lead belcher that. Okay. Looks good. And then, of course, the stacks themselves. Just quickly silver these up. Trying to go a little quick here. Because I want it to get more exciting. Do a really good job of keeping things in frame and not blocking your work. Thank you. It's something I'm trying to be ever mindful on. Says Dreadnought drifts off the screen. Yeah. No one's perfect. I will try to do better. There we go. Sometimes it's unavoidable. Okay, stacks are painted. That is painted. Okay. I think I got all the silver on the body. We'll set this down. Quickly get the silver on the base here, in between his toes. Have to glue this back down. Get some of these joints and linkage here in the foot. I'll worry about the other base details later. Just focusing on the Dreadnought right now. Oh, may have gone over a little bit too far on the foot. Oops. Just get the metal details on this other foot, in between the toes. Yeah. Alright. Then after this, I just gotta do the las gun. And we can start washing the metal and make it look really cool. Back to the big brush here. Oh, I lied. I thought I had got rid of all the music I didn't like. But I missed one. Skip. All as well. Alright. Look at that. What a big brush can do. I lost something from my camera rig. A suction cup fell off from my active cooling fan. Stand by. I have a fan to keep my camera from overheating. It's attached via suction cup, and it came free. But now it is reattached, and we are all good to go. Alright. See a little bit more lead belcher. This twin-linked las cannon. Oh, you know what? This might just need 2 thin coats. And there was much rejoicing amongst the mob. Really embracing the mob identity, I see. More lead belcher. Oh man, this brush will not keep a tip. Most annoying. To give it a deep clean. I am. How sad is my life? Not sad at all. We just having fun. So earlier when I mentioned I got rid of a lot of songs I didn't like, I think I missed a couple. This one's okay, but the one before, not a fan. There's so much on this gun. It's a big gun. Uh-oh, I've done made a mess. And I think I fixed it. Alright. And just gotta get these side pieces in here, switching to the smaller brush for that. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Just gonna quick hit this with the hair dryer. Where did I put the hair dryer? Here's the hair dryer. In order to speed paint, you must speed dry. It's my biggest secret. Don't got time to wait for washes to dry. I'm just gonna do a second coat of this lead belcher. Second thin coat for the bulk of this las gun. If I could hold on to it. I'm like trying to hold it so I don't get paint all over the ceramite, whilst also brushing it. A little tricky, a little precarious. Alright. I think the silver base coats are all dry. Or all done, I should say. Next, we shall do some washes, I think. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna grab some fresh water for my... Be right back. Alright. Too much pressure. Speed paint. Speed dry. Speed wash. The order's all wrong. And burn myself with the dryer. Yeah. Sometimes we just get carried away. Okay. So for the gun, gonna try to do... Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna do some Black Templar. Contrast paint. And I'm gonna grab a medium shade brush. Oh, a good one. Bent some bristles on it, though. It's very sad. Is it permanently ruined? Do I just cut them off? Call it a loss? Will that be the downflow of my brush? I don't know. I'm gonna try to fix it with some water. I think I fixed it. Excellent. Alright. Black Templar contrast paint. I'm gonna do this over a majority of the metallic bits, but not all of them. So we can get a little bit of two-tone metal going on. So starting with the body here, I'm going to go over these round cylinders, the inner bits here, some of the linkage, but not the inner piston. I'll leave that lead belcher. Gotta get it. Most of the area is covered while the paint is still wet. The working time with contrast paint is a little weird. Alright, getting that all up on there. And then I'm also going to get it on these inner knee parts, but not that little metal tip on the side. We'll give that different treatment. Yeah, so they're gonna get the whole inner part. Black Templar. see how that looks. I'm not going to get this side outer round piece on the hip. I'm going to leave that regular lead belcher. We'll do a different wash with that. Maybe Nuln Oil or Basilicon Gray. I'm going to get the inner part of this with the Black Templar. I got to finish painting what I started over here before I move on. Otherwise, it's going to look funny. There we go. And on the side, very carefully in the knee. Yeah, I like this. This is good. This is good. And then we'll get the inner bits of this butt box thing. And at the top here, and do the other leg. Shake up my paint, get some more paint. Take my brush, fix that bit of my brush that's bent out. Yeah, so when I put the plastic cover over the brush, it bent some bristles out to the side. Very sad. All right, time for the other leg. Rinse and repeat. Contrast paints are a little too much. Can thin them down with contrast medium. Do that sometimes, or a little bit of water. The medium works better because it kind of keeps the same characteristics of the paint. Or water just kind of can cause some of the contrast paints to separate funny and not really do what they were designed to. But you can get away with a little bit of water if you don't have medium handy. Like, I'm currently not using any medium, but I might break it out if I have to. But I think I'm getting by with just water. So I'm just going to get the side here like I did the other leg. Just avoiding the armor and that outer cap as much as possible. And getting in the inner knee there. Same for the inner part of the leg. I never put those back on for just that reason. Save them and use them. Stops keep those stops to keep those silly W paint pot lids down. Ah. Yeah. Oh, the plastic bits on the brush you're talking about. I put them back on if it's a newer brush. Kind of helps. I have like a jar full of brushes, and it helps me at a glance see which ones are my nice ones, which ones are kind of more the junk brushes. I have a hard time throwing away brushes because even a bad brush you can use for something. Just a brush hoarder over here. All right, and then going to get down here where the legs attach to the feet. Just gonna get Black Templar contrast all up in there. And then before I forget, I'm just going to do the same on the feet. Junk brushes go in the junk brush. Yes. They're great for like dipping paint from the pots to the palette. They're great for spreading PVA glue on the base for like sand and stuff, or stippling. I don't know, I can always find a use for the junk brushes. Or if you're painting metallics, because metallics can sometimes be harsh on the good brushes. Or even some washes. Because the washes like to kind of suck their way up into the furrow of the brush. Just because they're so thin and viscous. Or viscous, not viscous. Thin. I'll just say they're thin. Alright, so on the rest of the body, I think what I want to do too is I want to get on these black hoses. I want to get those with the Black Templar. I said black hoses, but they're not black yet. They're going to be black hoses. There we go. I like the way that contrast paint looks with the metallic base coat underneath. Kind of makes it look interesting. Like a very, very dirty metal almost. Alright, and then on the side here, gonna get Black Templar. This bit. The other side for symmetry. There we go. And then these two rings on the sides by the arms, where the arms attach, I'm going to get those with Black Templar as well. Oh, I've already been at this for an hour and a half. My time flies. It's like in your head, you think, oh yeah, I could paint this model in an evening or whatever. Sometimes it happens, and other times you kind of underestimate how long it takes to do certain steps of the process. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't think I'm going to finish this guy tonight. But I think I should get a majority of these metallic base coats down. And then next week I'll save this. I'll leave this model aside and I'll pick it up next week on stream. And yeah, just continue working on it. But I'm gonna keep painting for a little bit yet. Maybe another 30 minutes or so. And wrap things up around 9. Just gonna paint some of these black hoses in here. Or paint some of these hoses black. Close to the sarcophagus. Just to add some variation. Yeah. Okay. Coming along. Alright, so on this front panel, where I painted Leadbelcher here, I'm going to also go over with Black Templar. I got some Leadbelcher right on the front there. I'm just gonna have to make this guy a little battle damage, I think. It'll look cool. Alright, so for the missile launcher, I'm just gonna do Black Templar on the outer parts and leave Leadbelcher on the inside. You just want to get the cover, and I went a little too far, so I'm going to just quick fix that with a little bit of water. Contrast paint, you can do that as long as it doesn't dry. And if it does dry, I have my Leadbelcher right here. I can just go up and touch up, which I actually think I'm going to have to do. There. Just a little bit of touch up there. And And then back to Black Templar. Along this outer cap piece where the missiles are poking out. Just gonna get that with Black Templar. My hands keep smudging this, making a mess of it. And then we'll get the back panel here. While being very careful not to make a mess and get paint everywhere where there's not supposed to be paint. Oh, my headphones just died. But that's okay. Oh, they came back. I don't really need the headphones anyway, just using them to listen to the music that's currently playing. Alright, and then I'm going to paint this hose black as well. And the hose connectors, I think they'll look good if they're black. There we go. And we'll leave everything else silver for now. Onto the las gun. So I want to get the majority of the gun Black Templar. I think the pips, make those black. And then we got this kind of like accent bar. Just gonna use the side of my brush and just pick that out with Black Templar. Similar down here. And these coils, I'll do Black Templar as well. As well as most of this gun assembly back here. I'm gonna leave this underpiece silver. It's kind of going along the parallel with the barrels. Try to get these little metal brackets that are attached to the barrel. Black Templar as well. Not worrying about being terribly neat here. So I will be going over this with, I think, Nuln oil over the whole thing, just to kind of tie it all together. Yeah, similar story on the other side here. I paint the majority of this gun here Black Templar. Got these hoses coming out. I'm going to paint those black. This box back here, going to paint that black. Majority of this las gun is going to be black. Like I said, though, I'm going to leave this rail parallel to the cannon's silver. And this big hose bundle, I'm going to paint that black. As you typically see on these twin-linked las guns, las cannons. I just think the contrast paint over the metallic looks cool. Almost gives you a little bit of a free edge highlight. And this gun body back here, painting that black as well. This wire hanging off. All around these little nooks and crannies. Well, this is drying really fast. It's good. Less air dryer. Alright. So I got the Black Templar base coat done on the las cannon. Next, I'm going to go over with Basilicanum Gray. I gotta give this a good shake. It's separated. And I'll grab a little drink of Gatorade. Alright, so this one I'm going to get on the palette and I'm going to add some contrast medium to this because I don't want it to be super intense. So I got 2 parts of Basilicanum Gray and I'll add 1 part contrast medium. Just to kind of take the edge off a little bit. I'll give that a good mix. And then all the parts on here where I did not paint Black Templar, I will just go over with the Basilicanum Gray mixture. It's going to kind of give us like a grimy, oily metal look for our kind of two-tone metal. I'm going to try to get this on here rather quickly before my mixture starts to dry and get a little gummy. But fortunately, many of the details are already done for us with the Black Templar, so getting these other areas washed will be pretty easy. And it's okay if you spill over onto the Black Templar because you won't really see it, with just the contrast paints being how they are. It'll all kind of just blend together. That's my plan, at least. Let's see. The plan actually goes according. I think so far so good. Rule I always try to abide by when painting metal is to never leave metal bare. Always give it a wash or some sort of effect treatment. I'm just going to get my mixture in these crevices here around this round bit on the back and on the stacks. So I'm just trying to get this basilic kind of gray mixture on more of the articulated parts that will be moving. It's like these leg joints and bits like that. Just to kind of make them appear oily or more mechanical in nature. And I've been touching the side of this with my finger. Let me just undo those fingerprints. Reactivate the paint here. Okay. That's good. I'll set that down, leave that to dry. I think I have enough left on my palette to get the side of this missile launcher pod. So just quickly do that. This will probably do it for my silicon gray mixture on the palette. I think it'll be just enough. I think I'll go over this with non-oil anyways. But we'll just get that base down. Yeah. Okay. So next, go let this dry just a little bit. And we'll do... I think I'm going to paint the sarcophagus. And do some non-oil wash. And probably maybe start wrapping up for tonight. Alright, so let's do base color. Oh, you know what? We're gonna do this. It's got warp black browns. Just thinking here. Let's do lead belcher. And then I'll layer on Liberator Gold. Just gonna quickly block in the sarcophagus with lead belcher. And I need some more lead belcher. Just water this down a tad. All right. Kind of going off the reference picture, also kind of making a little bit up as I go. Just kind of taking the aspects I like. So I want to go for like a real light gold color. So I think by doing a more pale gold like Liberator Gold over lead belcher silver might give me that effect. So we'll see. Just need a base coat down though. So the paint will cover. Alright, give that a good wash, and I'm gonna blow dry this. Suction cups came loose again. Most annoying. Alright, I'm gonna bust out the Liberator Gold for the sarcophagus. I'm just gonna start layering on there. On the sides, and then that trim piece. I'll add a wash to this to kind of dial it back. Gotta do something a little bit more interesting tonight besides just silver. I do like this gold though. Usually I use Retributor armor, which covers really great, but it's very orange gold. This is kind of the more of a yellow gold. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go over this whole thing with the Liberator Gold. A little watered down. That layers nicely over the lead belcher. Kind of get a little bit of a silver hue there, which is good. It's what I want. Just kind of go back on the sides here with the second coat. At the top. Extra careful on the details that will be visible at all times, so mainly this upper section of the sarcophagus. Gonna hair dry this. And get a second coat on the side here. It's a little thin. So I'm trying to think of what I want to wash this with. Maybe like Rakarth flesh, Rakarth flesh, yeah, Rakarth flesh shade, or maybe Cryptek armor shade. Cryptek might be a little too intense though. Maybe Rakarth, and then we'll Do like a little dry brush over that. Yeah, I think maybe we'll do that. We'll give that a shot. Gonna speed dry this real quick. Okay, Reichland Flesh Shade. I don't know my GW colors, apparently. Give that a good shake. Grab my shade brush. And here we go. This will add some nice shade to the details of the front of the sarcophagus here, and add some warm varnish to the metal, to the gold. I like it. Fired. Uh-oh, what am I fired for? Did I make a mistake? I probably made a mistake. Not knowing your GW... Oh, GW colors. Duh, of course. Say with me, everybody. Reichland Flesh Shade. Rakarth Flesh. I got the two mixed up. So while that shade is drying, I'm going to grab the old fixer of mistakes. The magical liquid. The Nuln Oil. And just go over some other details. Get these nipple guns, storm bolters in front. And just gonna wash these cables and such on the sides here, just to kind of pull that all into the background. On the stacks, we're going to do a very heavy wash on these to really help sell the effect of exhaust accumulating as it's belching out smoke, stepping on heretics, and the Xenos, all that good stuff. I'll also do this back vent here. Just really want to dirty that up. And I think that's good for the body. And then we got to do the weapons. Avery Cat, he said nipple guns again. I don't know if Avery's still listening or not, but gonna put the Nuln Oil wash over all the metal parts here on the las gun. I'm just gonna do a nice loose wash over all the black parts on this las gun too, to help kind of even out that contrast coat. It's a little splotchy in some areas, so just a wash of Nuln Oil will kind of help blend and tie it all together. Make it a little cohesive. Alright, and then on the missile pod, I'm going to go over everywhere on the sides where I did the Basilicanum gray wash. Just really want this to be grimy and oily looking and dirty because there's missiles and rockets firing out of here all the time. So it's bound to get dirty. Especially in the back here where the exhaust comes out. So I'm just going to really gunk that Nuln oil in there. Along the sides. And on the front where the missiles come out. Oops. Just like that. The sarcophagus is still drying just a little bit. Before I end though, I will do a little bit of detail on there, so I'm just gonna blow dry that so we can do that. Yeah. And for that, I think I'm just gonna use I was gonna maybe do a mixture, but I don't think I have to. I think I'm gonna just do Knaptic alloy. I've been summoned with both nipple guns and my name. Perked up when you heard you perked up when you heard that, no pun intended. I'll see myself out. Hilarious. I make myself laugh sometimes. Just finding a small dry brush here. Where are you? Here you are. Okay. Gonna use some Knaptic alloy. Very small amount. Gonna using a Army Painter small dry brush. And let's see how this looks. Just gonna carefully flick over the corners and edges. Oh, I love it. It looks great. Moving in little circles. Just making sure to really catch the corners and edges. Yeah, I'm a fan of this. This looks great. My puns. We stream video games every now and then, and I make a lot of bad jokes. All right, there we have it. The sarcophagus is painted. Little metallic wash dry brush highlight. Easy. Looks good. We got our Nuln oil and we got our Basilicanum gray. We got our Black Templar all in place. And this guy is coming together, I think, next week. We're going to do some highlighting on the armor, building up those, and then we'll do some of the other metallic details and probably the base. Should be able to, I think, wrap it up and finish it next week. If not, the week after. But I'll just keep this guy aside for working on stream. And yeah, so with that, I will leave it for this week, and I'll catch you next week, same time at 7 p.m. Central Time, Monday evening. Hope you all have a lovely week. Happy wargaming. Paint some models. Enjoy going back to work. All that good stuff. Get gold leaf. Gold leaf looks really hard to do. I don't know if I want to mess with that. To be honest. I have seen people do all gold custodies, like real gold. That's it's intense. That's commitment. All right, but you all have a lovely week, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Hey, I'm no coward. Happy New Year.